Good evening. There is news tonight about the government's response to Hurricane Katrina that is sure to spark new outrage. A new report says in the weeks after that storm, the U.S. either turned down or lost track of hundreds of millions of dollars in aid from foreign governments, money the victims of Katrina could still desperately use. NBC's Martin Savage joins us from our New Orleans bureau tonight. Martin, good evening.
Good evening, Carl. In the city that's still reeling after the hurricane that struck here exactly 20 months ago today, there is outrage. Senator Mary Landrieu of Louisiana says that she's going to launch an investigation of the Bush administration to, as she put it, look into how they so foolishly turned away an outstretched hand in a time of such need. As New Orleans and the Gulf Coast desperately sought to survive after Katrina, a watching and shocked world lined up to help.
Afghanistan pledged $100,000. Singaporeans are flying rescue missions. Even tsunami-ravaged Sri Lanka pledged $25,000, all it could afford.
The offers of foreign aid added up to $854 million. But according to today's Washington Post, only $40 million has been used so far. Mobile telephone systems, medicines, and cruise ships to house those made homeless were either delayed or refused. Most of the aid was never even collected, including $400 million worth of oil from Kuwait.
The incompetence and the malfeasance really are mind-blowing.
The startling information was gleaned from 10,000 pages of documents obtained by a Washington public interest group.
The government was both arrogant in rejecting the help of foreign countries and was so insensitive to the needs of the people.
In one exchange, State Department officials worried how to tell Italy that its shipment of medical supplies spoiled, waiting to be used. "Tell them we blew it," one official wrote, then added, "The flip side is to dispose of it and not come clean." According to the Washington Post, U.S. officials turned down offers of troops as well as search and rescue teams, even as residents pleaded to be rescued from rooftops. The State Department's own records show the U.S. even rejected 54 of 77 offers of help from its three biggest allies, Canada, Britain, and Israel, according to the report. Today, Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice said she'd be the last person to say the U.S. handled things perfectly.
It was a new circumstance. The United States is frankly not accustomed to receiving large-scale foreign assistance offers.
So far, Katrina has cost U.S. taxpayers more than $125 billion. And there are still complaints about the slow recovery in New Orleans, including this protest just yesterday.
And here we sit 20 months later, still marching, still frustrated, still angry about what is going on.
Today, the State Department issued a statement of its own saying that it was going to draw on the lessons learned from this experience for the future. But for the many people along the Gulf Coast still suffering from Katrina today, that's of little help. Carl?
Martin Savage for us in New Orleans tonight. Martin, thanks.